Hello, guys. It is still morning because we're on time. We're about to give an update on what this whole situation is about. If you guys did not see my last video that I made on my shorts, I took an EKG at 22 years old because I had a panic attack for an hour and I was shaking at my job that induced my panic attack. And I did not want to go to the ER. Mind you, I worked. Let's give a rundown backstory of my life. I've been working since I was 13 years old, under the books. I worked in the most disgusting areas. I worked as a freaking... When I mean disgusting, the managing was just disgusting. How they spoke to you. They would curse at you. They would put notes cursing at you. I've been through it all. With managers telling me that I should join OnlyFans because that's the only way I'm going to make money. I've had a lot and a fucking lot of disappointment of managers in my life. And mind you, if you're a manager out there watching this and you do not treat your workers respectfully, you need to understand you are the actual coach for them in the work life. If you're just at a measly job, like a mall job, sorry, or any type of measly job, like even valet parking, those type of people too, if you're disrespectful to any of those people because you want to say they don't have a brain or if they don't do this, it's your job to manage the business, not to manage them. And people need to understand that you need to make a business flow. If you cannot make a business flow, do not put it on one freaking worker that they're screwing up. That's never going to get people to redirect a different type of mindset. You're just going to put people in a bunch of chaos and a bunch of just hating their job and work. And that's not good for the type of environment. They're not going to want to work and they're not going to want to come and show up to work because you make the environment disgusting and sad. There's a lot of times, a lot of employees, and I'm going to say this, I remember one time a manager, I was 17 years old, and it was a manager at a Quick Check, and I was making bank. I don't give a damn what anybody says. If you hate on people that work at those gas station places, they make fucking bank. I was working, and I was making bank money, and I hated it. I almost literally killed myself because of it, but you make bank money. I'm not gonna lie. They make a substantial income. Does it suck? Is it all that good in two shoes? No. But I'm just saying, out of all the jobs I worked, that was the one I actually saw a good paycheck out of. Because they paid me weekly. She told me I was doing her job, fixing freaking registers, also running back to the deli line to do deli. And mind you, she was talking to somebody the whole time. Just lollygagging. People were calling her to come to the front, do this. I was doing it. I was helping. And she was just talking. And instead of saying thank you for helping do her job while she got to be talk, guess what happened? She came back and told me, guess now you know how it feels to do my job. Bitch, I didn't want to do your job. I didn't want your job. If I wanted manager for a Quick Check, I would fucking apply for it, but I didn't. So that's why you're getting paid more than me. So I don't want to do your job. You do your own. After that, I quit. It put me through a frenzy. Why? Because after I didn't stick up to myself when she said that day, she took advantage of me that whole time. And why am I saying this? Why am I implementing this? I learned in life you need to put boundaries with a job, or they're just going to walk all over you and take you for everything that you got, even if you're not even getting paid for it. Meaning if you got the knowledge and the skill and the management and organization to manage a business, and they know damn well they don't got to pay you that much or pay you at all and just pay you associate, and you still got to do somebody else's work, they will gladly take that for you. It's not hurting the business. It's not allowing them to, lose any money. The business is not losing money. Nobody's losing anything. In honest actuality, the only person who's losing is you. You're losing because you're not getting paid. They're winning because you're basically helping the business stand afloat. And also, the person who's supposed to be doing that job, you're basically paying them. And when I mean paying them, you're doing the work for them. What they're getting paid for to do, they're not doing. So it's on you. So you're basically doing minimum wage pay for a manager position or whatever boss position, whatever you like situation you're in. You need to take your value. In life, you need to understand work value, meaning that this could be any type of field, occasion. What I'm trying to say is that you will be valued for the wrong reasons, meaning that they will overwork you, they will overdo you, they will overdo anything to get something out of you because you're basically providing that for free. You're not sticking up for yourself. You're not putting boundaries for yourself. All the sorts. I've known this. I basically dealt with this multiple accounts with multiple occasions of jobs. And I'm going to take this as a grain of salt because this does not fit into every single category of job, but for the majority of jobs, if you give more and you give your energy more into the job and you give everything you can, a job's gonna just take that. They're going to take who you are, take that energy that you've given to them. Even say if you work like my aunts, they're nurses, right? They work their asses off. This is my first time drinking coffee also since I've been back from this panic attack. And I'm feeling it because I'm literally talking continuously. So, backstory about this, know your value, know your worth, don't give all your energy away to a job. Keep some for yourself and keep it, maybe do a hobby or some sorts. Do something that's different than just your job or your work, because then that's just going to become your identity. Your job is just going to become your identity. What can you stem off of your identity? Meaning, what kind of hobbies do you have? What do you like to do? If you don't have, that means you've been too busy with life or too intertwined with life, meaning that life has really just never gave you a break to actually figure out who you are. And many people in this earth, I say, in society, I say, that struggle with this. Why? Because of social media, of course, but also just this has been around for years and years on end. Most people find their identity by what they do on how they make their money. And of course, that is always a great thing to have and be proud of because you work towards it. But what is truly you? Meaning, what do you like to do when you don't have work? What do you like to do when you're not pushing for your job or pushing for your career or pushing for whatever the hell you're trying to do? What separates you from that? What makes you different? We all have a job, and most people do the same thing. Come on, let's think. Because I don't want to keep giving the same type of example. I know it could be beneficial for people, but I want to also let's just give it, I test soil. Let's say that. I test soil for a company. That's my job. I travel the world. I travel countries to test out businesses if they could. Why the hell did I come up with that analogy? We're going to use it. I don't know why I came up with this, and that's my life. That's all I do. I don't have a hobby. I don't do anything else. But I could tell you about everything I do for my work. I test soil. I go to businesses. This type of soil is great. And the only conversation you have in life with people is about your job. That kind of gets boring sometimes. Even when I listen to people who talk about their jobs. And I get it. I bet you $5,000 there's somebody sitting in this position that I probably talked to in my life that said the same thing about what I'm trying to do for myself. Because I am obsessed with what I do. I'm obsessed with my career. And I'm telling you, this is the realization I got out of everything that happened during this job. I realized that the job just was basically the job. I worked as a receptionist at a spa. The marketing, I thought I could get into the marketing field with that type of business because it was a smaller owned spa business. You probably are wondering, why the hell am I sharing this? What's the meaning of it? I'm a type of person, let's say this, I overanalyze things and I analyze things deeply. My whole life, all I did was analyze. I don't know, that's just how my brain was wired, I guess you could say. But it gave me the opportunity to be able to see the little things that people don't really see out of life. and the little kind of mishaps that really shape who a person is and basically their lives, but we always miss over the key details on basically shaping the type of person that we are today, the type of identity, the type of way we want to live, all comes and stems off the same thing as self improvement of oneself. I do not care what anybody says. That's the only way anybody is going to be able to redirect their minds to even become anything that they want. And this has to stem off of why we're here. And I told myself I wanted to do something in my life that really had a meaning and purpose. And that receptionist job was not it. What the awakening was is that I was going to keep that job, keep the balance, still do what I do on here, and also show you guys like what I was going to start doing vlogs on here as well too, just to soon enough, I say. I think I'm going to make a separate channel for vlogs. Mostly why I say that is because it just gets too much of the one's a vlog, one's not a vlog, and I want the message more about life on this page than anything. So, maybe I start vlogs probably on the shorts. Think I'm gonna start doing that, so I'll do mini vlogs. If people start liking it, I might make it a separate YouTube channel or keep it on this one. Don't know. Whatever life expects of me, I will do, because at this point in time, as that guy said, and I really don't care what, like I say this, everybody has an opinion in life, and you are 110% able to say your opinion. I don't care. Speak your mind, but have a point towards it. The point that this person said about basically what was my job, I'll explain. It was a measly receptionist job. Basically, the business was failing under. They were raising up their prices, canceling memberships, not telling people about like the inflation of prices, which caused all chaos back on the receptionist in that job. Due to that, I drank an energy drink that day with no food that induced me into a panic attack. What also induced me is that they also were hiring new receptionists. And I thought to myself, why the fuck are you hiring new receptionists? It was the same day I was trying to implement boundaries onto my boss, telling her I cannot be in two places at once because I had school full time and she was basically making me full time for work. And I also did this too. I basically, and I'm not even kidding you, I did worse than the burnout. And I didn't know that was fucking possible. And I'm being so transparent with you guys because it was scary and it was not a fun ass experience. That was not. And to be fired on Valentine's Day is crazy. What? You were. Did they just know I was single? They just knew. The only phone call I was gonna get on Valentine's Day was from my boss to tell me I was fired because I'm single, bitch. Like, why'd you do that? Okay? I'm already going through it that day. Literally, like, giving self-love, making myself, like, cookies and things like that. Oh my god. It was sad. I just don't even want to talk about Valentine's Day. Okay? But to say the least out of this, I don't care. You know? And the reason why I say I don't care is because it's not my life. You want to improve your life, then improve your life. Okay? If I'm the person that aligns with you to see that maybe your job is really killing you and you have a different type of skill, if you don't see that, I can't help you. Because I want to tap into the people and into the minds that actually see life more openly. Trust me, I've been doing this for a year, okay? And my stages, I didn't even hit 1,000 followers at that time. I didn't even hit that, okay? And looking back, I'm like, it didn't really matter when I started or when I did anything. It was just the matter of fact of just always implementing what I wanted out there. You were going to see the results if you put in the results. I am so adamant of saying that. And is it going to come overnight? No. Okay? I've been for this one was 2 years. Year for YouTube, I would say. And it's a gradual thing. It's a learning process, okay? There's some that come onto this app and make it like that. Why? Because they learned the process. Sometimes it takes longer for other people to learn how to make it. But when I talk, I so much like expression. That's why it's like really hard to like implement like it's all about look at the flag in the back. What do you think? Okay, I'm Italian, half Italian, but my mother, if you met my mother, she talks exactly like me. And what I'm trying to say is this, that you could make a choice in life. You could allow a job to basically break you. Okay, literally one of my uncles had a heart attack, and we believe it's, I don't know, I'm gonna say my intermediate family because I haven't reached out to them specifically because I want to give them time, is basically was his job. They were saying because he was working too hard and his job was working him to the bone. He worked at a factory. And I was like, bro, you got one life to do things, you know? You got one life. Why waste every single moment on a job? Meaning, what I'm trying to say, if you're gonna need a job to survive, I do not care in life, whatever your job is, you're gonna need it to make money. There's no easy way out of this. There's no like around things. That's the better way. There's no loophole. In life, I always believed that there was a loophole, okay? I try to find that loophole any way possible, okay? To drop to doing this. I never even started up half the things I thought of. Why? Because sometimes in life, you need to know what was really meant for you, okay? What you meant to do, what really aligned to what made you happy. Not just a check, not just this, not just because it pays the bills. Because in life, I've been working for since I was 13 under the books. I understand. I had to help take care of my own self. Why? Because I didn't grow up with money. Okay? I didn't grow up with a rich, nice house. God, please make that for my future, though. But what I'm trying to say is that I didn't grow up like that. Okay? My parents, we didn't have a house when I was a kid. We were moving home to home because we lost our house. My father lost his job. Okay? We got lucky that we found a place in Persephone, and we settled there ever since. Okay? I understand struggle, and I understand how important it is to work. Okay? I understand. But at the same time, in actuality, you needed to also make yourself happy. You had to do something that was going to make you align with you. Meaning that my receptionist job, literally making me feel like I'm 60 years old, was not meant for me. And I know that. Even though I believe that it could get me into a marketing field, that I believe that would help me, in actuality, I was just making fixations in my head because I thought it could work. In real, like the actuality, the people that were working marketing never even went, and I was putting things, what I'm trying to say is that I was making myself believe that there was an opportunity. When sometimes, 9 out of 10 times, when life is trying to show you or try to redirect you differently, that's what you should be taking. Meaning, if I had so many signs before I had this panic attack, meaning that weird scenarios that would happen that made me honestly know that this wasn't right for me. And still, I still did not want to see that it wasn't right for me. Until my body told me. But basically, you could say my body literally had its first ever panic attack that lasted an hour long. Mind you, it happened an hour before I was supposed to get off my shift. Make that make sense. That coincidence always gets me every time that I think about it. But I like what I do in explaining things on here. Because honestly, if people learned a different way of going through life culturally, and why I say culturally is because in my culture and how I grew up, it wasn't easy. Okay, I always struggled with money. My family came over from Guyana. My mother grew up in Patterson. Like, we didn't have like even the suburbs type of life, okay? We never understood what suburbs were until we actually went to the suburbs. And what I'm trying to say is that sometimes we're accustomed by our own culture on how to work and how to grind, how to make it. But sometimes, like every single time I'm trying to think of a word, let me think. Let me sit my sorry ass down and think. Jesus. And mind you, this is a saying that I've been saying to myself for since I was a kid. But literally I just forgot about it right now. And it's basically meaning work smarter, not harder. Because in my life, once I always, like I said before, I always tried to find a loophole, try to find a way out in life. And of course, the people closest to me saw what I was doing. And they kept saying, you can't like take the easy way out of life. There's no easy way out of life. You can't. And I kept telling them, like, work smarter, not harder. I told everybody, students, I told everybody that I was associated with, work smarter, not harder. I think I wrote that on something for my basketball thing. And I'm like, I've always believed in it. You could take that into basketball too, because it was all skills. Like athletic, like soccer, basketball, any of that, it was all about skill. Skill is what makes you that smartness, okay? Like the terms of smartness is skill, is knowledge. That's what's working smarter, not harder. Meaning you're not giving your energy. Working harder is giving yourself to a job, giving your energy to a job, putting everything that you possibly could, and getting minimum wage pay, getting paid and not valued, meaning that you're getting paid less than what you believe that you're valued for. Okay? That is big implement like key to understand the difference between working harder and working smarter. Okay? And I'm gonna be honest with you. There's two different types of roads too. There's people who go down the hard road, who choose the struggle life, who choose to make it the successful way by struggling. Why? Because that teaches them. There's another path that people go through the knowledgeable life, go through college, go through trade school, go through real estate school, any type of like different type of school or program. Okay? That's the knowledge, working smarter. Okay? You're working. The reason why I say people, even in that scenario, work smarter is because you're choosing to learn knowledge to get a substantial, bigger income for yourself. Instead of working, say, a receptionist, let me put that out there, because a receptionist job, you do everything and get paid less. You're working super hard, you're getting paid nothing. Or choosing the smarter path in learning the knowledge, learning the skill, learning things that could actually be considered a little risky in life because you don't know if you're going to make it in that particular field or not. But what I'm trying to actually say is that you could see life in a different viewpoint, okay? If you these types of scenarios. If you want to work harder, not smarter, it's going to be a lot of hands-on work, okay? And I believe in that. And it's your choice at the end of the day to choose. I don't care. You know, what is that you can learn any skill, okay? Skill could be also baking, okay? This world, this like market now, and this new technology and crap like that. And why I say crap, I never knew nothing about technology. I was the type of kid who liked to play sports outside, who liked to go outside and just bask in the freaking sun forever, okay? That's just the kid I was. I loved to do that. I never liked social media, being on it. I just opened up actually. And the reason why I hated social media is because social media just became like this type of culture that is like, what the hell? Like, it's not at all. And I hate that about social media, of how unauthentic it really could be. But that's when you need to shape it into your own identity. You could shape your different topic. This one is too long. Once again, I'm gonna have to cut this video down like 5,000 minutes. But how do I talk for this long? There must be need a record on speaking super fast in an increment amount of time. I do not care. There's no way. But yeah, like I'm life, work smarter, not harder. If you choose to work the way you want, that is all up to you. But at the end of the day, you know what's right for your success. You know what's right for your path. Okay? Even doing lashes, things like that. Why I say like all these, they're working smarter. You're working for your own money at that point. 9 out of 10 times when you're working for a skill. If you're working harder, you're working just to work for that paycheck. Honest truth. And put your energy all into a job just to get a result of, I wouldn't say measly pay, but not most of the time. It's substantial pay. It's what pays the bills when you're working harder. But really, do you want to just be paying the bills in this day and age? Why not pick up a side hustle, pick up a skill? You could do both. You could work how you want to work, and maybe pick up like a that you like doing that could turn into like a little side hustle for yourself. Those things are all possibilities in life. But nobody really wants to see that because we are so accustomed to need to work. We need to always work was our identity. But in actuality, the title meant nothing. Nothing like title to what job you work. Say you if you're a project some names that nobody really understands and like honestly nobody even gives a damn about. Like that's what I'm trying to get to you as. Like that's not identity. Your job, who you are, is not your identity. You are your own identity. Figure out who you are instead of making the job the identity of who you are. Okay? That is what I'm going to say about the update on this and how I spoke and how I speak about it and how I view things. Again, anybody can have their own opinion of life. That is, again, your opinion. We live in America. Freedom of speech. Say whatever you please and want. But what I'm trying to say to the ending of this is, in life, you gotta choose to be happy. And you gotta choose the path you want to take to create that happiness for you. Or you might stick at a job that just makes you feel okay. And if that makes you okay in life, that is all in your own mind, I say. And I don't say that with a smile. It means a smile. I saw birds. What I'm saying, that's all in your own mind. And I'm going to leave it like that because I got a lot of other freaking videos to make today. This is 40 minutes long, bro. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next. Bye.